were visited by a friend of hers who came to stay at your home?
Yes, I was.
Okay, now how did that come about? She called you up on the phone and said, "Hey, I want my friend to come over there and stay with you"?
Correct, yes. She let us know that a friend of hers was coming in and wanted to know if we could put him up because he had fake credentials for the media for him to be able to go in and talk to her. So, so he was staying with us. Matter of fact, my mom paid for his room of where we were staying. So, yes, he came and stayed.
So this is a guy with fake media credentials who was able to visit her at the jail.
Correct.
Okay, now that's interesting. Now he comes to stay with you. How did this come about that because he ultimately confessed to you and said that he was involved in the murder too?
Yes, he did. It was a strange situation, and it was like Jodi had something on him, or it was a really weird friendship at that. So, yeah, he did. She got him involved in a lot of stuff. So.
Well, like what else?
Yeah. Well, just the whole thing with, being her friend and coming there to the jail and lying, and, they were starting to watch her mail and listen to her phone calls and that, and anybody that she would get involved with, something always happened. And so she did a lot of family damage on the internet.
Okay, gotcha. So this is someone she knew before she was in jail because obviously he traveled with her to Travis's house. Now,
Yes.
Were they in a romantic relationship?
I got the impression that they were at one time, but they were like the best of friends. There was nothing that he didn't do.
Now, you've never revealed his name publicly?
No.
Okay. You believe she had some kind of blackmail dirt over him?
Absolutely. I do.
Any idea what that could be?
I think that it was the sex tapes and the different life. That's because the things that I just saw and that she had written and stuff. That's, and he was Mormon, and he could have been, I guess, kicked out of the church or that, but she held that over him.
Gotcha. So it's sort of the same thing as with Travis. They were both part of the LDS, and they have very strict rules about the premarital sex, and she was holding that over on them.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
And then she would lie, and he accused him of other things that weren't true, but yeah, she would do anything to get her way.
Now, when the night that he confessed this to you, can you describe that night?
It was just pretty much because Jodi had started being honest with us because, of course, she's getting ready to go to trial, and especially with me with stuff, and I think other people she visited. But she did not go there to intentionally kill Travis, So she was there to kill somebody else, and it just happened to fall on Travis.
Well, then who was she there to kill?
It was a female that was involved with Travis.
Really? And she confesses to you, or he confesses to you?
He did.
He did. Okay.
Yes.
So he traveled with her there to Mesa to kill Travis's girlfriend.
Correct.
How did they wind up at Travis's house?
I think, to be honest, it was more or less for the sexual part of it.
Okay, but he wasn't participating.
By.
Was he participating in the sex with the two of them?
No, it was just him and Jodi.
Wait, so they went there to kill... Okay, we went to Travis's house. I had a question for you. It just slipped my mind, though. Was this someone that Travis knew? Did Travis know this man as well, previously?
I'm not sure if he had met him or not, to be honest. It never came up. So I don't know if he did or not, if they were on a personal level or not.
Do we know where this man lived before he traveled to Mesa to participate in this murder?
Different places. I mean, it had been in California, and I don't know. They've tracked him places, and I don't know the last place they said he was.
Do you know where he is right now today?
No.
Have you heard from him since you made these allegations?
No.
Okay, fascinating.
It's totally gone. Yeah, I know, it's totally
This whole thing is just fascinating.
I don't yeah,
now,
because I don't support her, so.
Right. Now, if the name were to be spoken, right, would this be a name that people fascinated with the case, that followed social media, that followed in the news, maybe went to the trials, would they recognize this name?
Yes.
Fascinating. This is just incredible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, now, why do you think he confessed to you that he participated in this murder?
You know, we started having a real casual conversation and talking about stuff, and he had, kind of felt bad on some of the stuff that Jodi would have him do, and we just started talking, and all of a sudden he just, I don't think, he needed to say something to somebody, and he knew that I wasn't going to, say anything about him, but his name had been brought up many times.
That he had been possibly involved in the murder?
Correct. Yes.
Really? Okay. I'm not familiar then with this name. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I even tried to Google around last night and try and figure it out.
I'm not sure. Yeah, 'cause I'm not sure if they have that part closed or not. I don't know what they have available and what they have sealed. I don't know.
Okay, because you went with this information and you took it where? To the police or the DA's office?
First of all, her mom.
Okay.
And then her mom was kind of on the same page as I was, and to her lawyers, but never went anywhere.
Okay, you said you told her mom, and your mom believed this story, that he was involved?
Oh, yeah, she did, because she had the same feeling.
Did the mom ever confront him and ask him about it?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I know that he just disappeared, but she was hoping that they would have, brought him in to question him and things like that, because, it was Jodi's life.
So were the defense attorneys aware of this story?
Yes, they were.
Okay, and they didn't even question this man?
That I'm aware of. I didn't know anything about it, and her mom didn't say anything about it.
And what about the prosecutors and the police? Did they become aware of this story?
Yeah, but the whole time they just assumed it was Jodi and never looked any other way.
This gentleman, was he a witness?
Yes.
See, that's why they don't want to touch it, because it'll mess up the case. Just amazing how these guys are so.
It was the whole thing was sad. It was a learning experience, and nobody trusts their lawyers now. You can't talk to your lawyers without books going out or anything like that.
Yeah, that's true too. That's a whole nother situation too.
Yes, it is.
Now, what about it was always fascinating to me. There was an issue in the trial, because I'm a digital forensic investigator, and when they had the DFI on the stand and they were questioning him, when Nurmi, the defense, was questioning this witness, he was describing that Travis Alexander was logged into his ex-girlfriend's email account and going on her YouTube, but he never answered. He never asked the follow-up questions or mentioned that in closing to get that information to the jury. Did Jodi ever mention that to you?
Yes. She told me, I was aware of all kinds of stuff she said that Travis was doing, and how they did get on each other's internet stuff. And back then MySpace was real big, so yeah. And Jodi was good at hacking into things.
Okay, so Jodi would get into his email account, and he would get into her email account, and also his ex-girlfriend's email account?
That's what it was. That was what was told, and that was not told directly to me.
Yeah, well, if you listen to the testimony, it's very clear. And also, too, there was a whole lot of shenanigans that went on, too, with Alexander's laptop, with stuff that was deleted that was never brought into court. Everybody was watching his live was just like in shock at the testimony in this case. What is your opinion of Travis Alexander? Of course, no one deserves to be murdered, but do you find him to be this sainthood type person, or what is your opinion of him?
Oh no, I don't think he was a saint. I think he was living two lives, and which it was proven. He, what's the stuff that he was doing, but I definitely don't think he was a saint. No.
He was a multi-level marketer, like a pyramid, it's not very respectable. And you watch these movies, and they talk about how he's there to help people achieve their goals in life and all that stuff. He was a multi-level marketer. Now, you said he was living two lives, though. Was this just of a normal, healthy, heterosexual man who, is living a normal, active sex life, or was there things involved that went beyond your?
Well, to me, it just floored me because he was supposed to be this devout Mormon and living by all the, I hate to say rules, but living by what was supposed to happen. But then behind closed doors, he was a total different person when it came to the sexual part of it and using women. And there was two sides to him.
Do you feel that he was abusive toward Jodi?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Was Jodi involved in any romantic relationships in the jail?
No.
No,
she was not.
How did she get along?
It's almost impossible.
I'm sorry?
It's almost impossible unless she was to mix in with the guards.
Gotcha. Okay, now, how was her relationship with the guards?
Oh, she liked to flirt. She been playing him. So.
Okay. And now you've actually taken a polygraph over this, right?
Yes, I have.
Who administered the polygraph?
It was a private individual through I'm not allowed to give his name out.
Sure.
Because it involved Jodi, and he was scared, so I had to sign a waiver.
Yeah. But who arranged all this? Like, on whose behalf was this done?
It was on behalf, I believe it was the city. They requested it. I was 13 years ago. I got an email of where to show up and what it was going to be about so that I could prove that, I wasn't exaggerating about
Wait, so someone involved with law enforcement in the prosecution arranged this polygraph?
Yes, I believe so.
And you passed this polygraph?
Yeah, flying colors.
And nothing was done about this?
Nothing.
This is fascinating.
Yeah.
But so much happened.
That's why I took it.
Yeah.
That's why I took it, because I wanted to prove that what I had said was the truth.
And since that time, you haven't heard from this fellow or from Jodi?
No. Not at all.
And if this guy participated in a murder, are you ever worried that, hey, he could show up and possibly do harm to you?
No.
Now, why is that?
Because he didn't. I just never got that feeling from him. I knew that he was going. When he was gone, he was going to be gone.
So he's not an intimidating person. He's not physically intimidating to you.
No, he's not. Okay.
All right. And how did he describe the murder took place? He pulled out a gun and shot them. What happened?
No, I'd have to look back to this. It's been so long ago.
Yeah.
He just had heard a scream upstairs, and that's how he got himself upstairs. And he said Jodi was over the shoulder, and that's how she stabbed him in the back. And then, he was involved with that. So, yeah, he didn't know it was going to happen.
Okay. And who fired the gun?
Jodi.
Okay, Jodi fired the gun, and Jodi did the stabbing.
Yes.
And when he said that to you, did you believe him?
Yes, I did.
Really? Okay.
I did.
And then he helped move the body?
Yes.
And tried to clean up the mess?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Incredible story. Okay, you're not worried about him. And now you were saying, when we were talking a little bit, chatting off the air, you said there's so much that wasn't brought out. Give us some examples of what you want the audience to know about this case that we don't know.
They needed to see the different testimony of people, take into consideration some of the evidence that was proven to be true. I mean, nobody's saying that Travis deserved to be killed, but you need to, make us feel comfortable that you're trying your best to get everybody involved. It turned into a circus. So, to me, it was a sad situation.
At the time when she was in trial, was your wife, future wife, I guess at the time, was she still there associated with Jodi every day?
No.
No?
She didn't go into prison until after my wife was out.
Oh, gotcha. So the court wasn't until your wife was out too when court started.
Correct.
Did your wife go to court too and visit Jodi there?
No.
Why, they didn't get along?
We just decided we didn't want anything more to do with it because it was just too ugly and just so much that I found out that I wish I would have known, before. And it was, to me, it was a nightmare.
Yeah, I could imagine. But give me an idea. What did you find out that you didn't